guest from America. American fans.
Right, okay, John, do you get this lady's name as well? Laura. Get all the band members' first names, that'd be great.
John, Sean, bear with me, Tony, Chris, Paul.
Just write your names down. Be quiet, please. Yeah, that's Crazy Street, and that's the Mattei brothers. Good from Chubby Chicken Eggs. This is the dancing party, and yes, right, hello, a very good evening to the Mustangs. The first guy in the chair, we've got John, and John is the lead guitarist of the band. Good evening, John.
Good evening.
And how are you, matey?
Oh, I'm reasonably content.
Good, good, good. Right, okay, just a few questions, John, just so our customers, all our listeners, should I say, can just get a feeling about the band as a whole. Just a quick few questions then for you, mate. How long have you been together with this actual setup now, John?
Well, we've been together since 2001, but the present setup, what, we're looking 5 year, aren't we? 5 year. Chris has just held his hands up. I got it right, 5 year.
about 5 years. So you've actually all been together as a whole for 5 years then? You've not had band members change or anything like that?
No.
So you are now a good, well-established band?
That's right. We're very tolerant of each other.
Oh, that is a good thing, I'm sure. Right, yourself then, John, actually, how long have you actually been into this kind of music, you know, the rock and roll stuff?
Well,
did anything else put you onto that rock and roll stuff?
Well, I've always been into rock and roll, but I mean, I've been playing guitar for the past, 35 years, and I've played in all sorts of bands, you know, dance bands, you know, playing the Waltz Marie and all that crap.
Oh, right, okay, okay. So you've not actually been just with the Mustangs, you've had a good career in being a guitarist.
That's right.
And also you sing as well, do you?
Oh no, I don't sing.
He doesn't sing, okay.
I suffer from athlete's voice.
I thought you were going to say athlete's foot then,
no,
bless him.
Athlete's voice.
Okay.
When I sing it makes you want to run.
I know what you're saying, but there you go. Right, what actually inspired you over to rock and roll? Was it something in your childhood or
no, I've always liked rock and roll.
Right.
I mean, years ago when I was 18, we're looking, 1978, we used to go to Victoria Club at Huthwaite. Do you remember it?
I know Huthwaite, but not Victoria Club itself, no.
Well, Fridays and Saturday nights, it were rock and roll nights, and it were great.
Right, okay, great stuff. And who's your favourite rock and roll artist at this present moment in time?
Well, if you're on about singing...
Well, I'm on about actually the modern bands. Who is your present rock and roll modern band favourite artist?
Present rock and roll, but no, that's a difficult one.
You really should be saying the Mustangs.
Well, it is the Mustangs, but...
of course, okay. Back into the 50s then, who's your favourite artist?
Well, I liked Chuck Berry. It was very raw. You know, that type of rock and roll, it was very raw and it had got a tribal beat. It was fantastic.
Right, marvellous, okay. You said a little bit earlier on you're now a well-established band, so you've got no more plans on adding any other band members in the future, or...?
Well, unless Tony dies.
I can tell you, ladies and gentlemen, Tony's in the background, he's got a big piece of wood, but I'm sure the station manager won't let him use it.
The thing is, Tony, he always looks ill.
Right, okay, and what's your long-term plans then, John?
Well, it's just to get further afield.
Okay, and you're speaking for yourself and all the band members on that question?
Yes,
yeah?
I mean, we'd love to get further afield, but in present political climate, venues are struggling.
Right, okay.
It's just trying to balance what we can earn, whether it's worth us while. I mean, if we can break even, that's great.
Right, okay, that's great. So I know if any of you guys out there, after you've heard these guys this evening, we're going to play some tracks from their new CD, I do believe. I will be asking them a little bit later on about what are the plans for perhaps getting a new CD out, or if they've got any further plans. But anyway, that will come up a little bit later. Just last of all then, John, how does our listeners get in touch with yourselves to book you if they decide they want to put you on one of their venues?
Well, we've got websites. I mean, easiest way, you just go on to Google and type in Mustangs Rock and Roll Experience.
Right, the Mustangs Rock and Roll Experience.
That's absolutely right.
Right, okay then, John. Thank you. Thanks a lot, John. We're going to hear from Tony in a short while. We're just going to give John this great opportunity, and he's going to introduce this song. This song is by the Mustangs, so there you go, John. What is this song, John?
Well, it's number 3 off our latest CD. It's an old British rocker. Move It.
Okay, here it goes then. I hope you like it. This is the Mustangs, and of course this track is called Move It. Well, if you have only just joined us, ladies and gents, we have the Mustangs. What a fabulous band. We've got them all in the studio, all coming on one at a time, telling us a little bit about themselves. We've already heard from John, the lead guitarist. Now we're going over to Tony. Tony, he plays the rhythm guitar. And a very good evening, Tony.
Good evening.
How are you, my friend?
I'm fine.
Good, good, good. Right, Tony, how long have you been with this band called the Mustangs?
Well, I formed it in 2001.
So you're the lead guy then, is it? Is this why everybody's on the best behaviour in here tonight? Right, okay. How long have you been into this rock and roll scene then?
Well, since I was 16.
Just 16. What inspired you onto rock and roll? Mum, dad, or just something?
Yeah, well, I suppose it was my dad really. He always listened to Bill Haley like, and I love the Teddy Boy outfit. So when I was 16, I wanted to be different.
Yeah,
you know,
and yeah, great stuff.
Yeah.
Right, okay. Bill Haley, what a great guy, eh?
Oh, fantastic. The king of rock and roll.
Yeah. You ain't got any of his 78 you want to get rid of by any chance. I'm sure there's loads of people out there listening that'd love a few copies of that great rock and roll singer Bill Haley in the comments as 78. Okay, who's your favourite rock and roll artist? I asked John a little earlier if you knew of an up-to-date modern band apart from the Mustangs themselves. Yourselves, do you know of another rock and roll band?
My favourite band, who's still going actually, Crazy Cavern and the Rhythm Rockers.
Crazy Cavern, of course.
They
I've
were fantastic.
I've actually seen them, yeah. Crazy Cavern and the Rhythm Rockers.
The Sky Rockers, but they've just finished. Andy, lead singer, had been mate of mine since the 70s.
Right, okay.
So, you know.
Right, so there you go, folks. If you don't know, we do believe that the Sky Rockers are now not on the road, but I'm sure if it's any different, one of the guys will ring us up and tell us. Okay, so your favourite rock and roll artist then, Tony, from the 1950s?
Bill Haley.
So it's definitely Bill Haley.
Yeah.
Okie dokie. How many band members have you actually got? Is it 4?
5 of us.
Five of you. Okay, mate. Right, where are you playing next?
The Plough at Alfreton.
Plough at Alfreton. Is it a ticket due or?
No, straight in.
So you can. Is it a pay on the door? Is it free entry?
It's free entry. Free entry. That's right. Yeah.
Free entry. Right. The ploughing. Where's that then? Tell everybody where it is. It's in Alfreton, is it?
Yeah.
And what night is that on?
Saturday night.
Is it that this Saturday?
Yeah.
Right. Okay. That does actually class, I do believe, with the Jets at. No, it doesn't. I think you're all right. Actually, Saturday night. What we've got on Rue de la Crew down in Nottingham. So there's just 2 of you. That's good. That's good. So we've got the Mustangs this weekend. We've also got Rue de la Crew as well. But I'll read all the events out a little bit later on. So don't forget, get your pen ready for some up-and-coming great places to go this weekend. I also asked one of your guys about John. It was about how people can get in touch with you. Have we got any personal mobiles, or being the guy that seems to be in charge? Do you sort of like have any cards we can?
Yeah, we've got cards like they are to, every gig we play we leave cards out.
Okay.
We're on internet, so we can get in contact with Eddie.
How about our listeners sending us an email if you leave some cards here at the studio so we can post them onto them?
That's great, yeah.
Yeah, so guys, if you're interested in this band or booking this band, all you need to do is email the studio and we can post you one of their business cards direct out to you. Okay, thank you, Tony. That's great. That was Tony. That's the rhythm guitar guy. Tony's just going to introduce his next track off this brand new CD. It's track number 4. And what's that track, please?
It's called Rolling on a Saturday Night, and it's one of his own songs written by John.
And that's written by John. And John is the first guy read on. John is the lead guitarist. So, right, John, let's see what you've done for this band. Let everybody listen to what you wrote to. So, here it comes. In the hot seat now we have Carl. A very good evening, Carl.
Good evening to you.
And how are you, matey?
I'm very well, thank you.
Good. Right, Carl, how long have you been with this band then?
I've been with this band about 5 years now. I was with a previous band before.
Okay, Carl, stop you there. What band was that?
That was called Daytona. With those for about 10 years.
Okay, was Daytona, sorry for butcher, was Daytona a rock and roll band?
It was purely rock and roll band, yes.
And was you on the rock and roll circuit with that band?
Not on the rock and roll circuit, unfortunately, but I was still the lead singer with that band. So.
Right, okay. Okay, carry on, sorry for interrupting.
Yeah, and when we eventually disbanded, I was doing just like bits and bobs, and then these guys were after a lead singer, went across, liked what I saw, decided to give it a try out with them, and here I am still with them.
Right,
Fantastic
so
bunch.
that's great. So you've been there about 5 years,
I have 5 years.
5 years. What a great dedication to a good set of bunch of guys. Fantastic. This guy's from the Mustangs, ladies and gents, if you've just tuned in. Okay, Cole, what inspired you into rock and roll, buddy?
Inspired at an early age. My idol was really Elvis Presley.
Elvis Presley, what another great guy.
He was another great guy, yeah. So he was the guy that influenced me, like with rock and roll. The other guys, Gene Vincent, Eddie Cochran, Buddy Holly, all those great guys there.
Yeah, I'll probably play one of his tracks a little bit later on.
So yeah, that's what inspired me to get into rock and roll, and love the music. Such great it is. So some fantastic artists out there, local bands as well. So,
okay.
so yeah.
Have you got a favourite local rock and roll band, or just a band in general?
I do like the Firebirds.
Firebirds, of course, great band. I've seen them several times. Yeah. Fantastic store on the road as well.
And one of the other guys who used to be friendly with was Glenn Darren from.
Glenn Darren and the Crew Cats, he's still
right.
on the road, yes, very strong. Yeah, he was down at Scarborough on the rock and roll weekend. Glenn Darren was, great guy, absolutely great. And incidentally, one of his daughters is also in the San Diego. She's a slap bass player.
Right.
It's also a fabulous band, San Diego. So if you get a chance, you must go out and see them as well. So, who is your actually 1940s, 50s? Early 60s, maybe favourite rock and roll artist?
1950s, I do like Bill Haley. Bill Haley was good. Like I say, Eddie Cochran, they were the greats. They were like so. Bill Haley, loved that type of music, like jive swing and stuff like that. So.
Jive and swing. Well, you've walked into the right studio where we play only jive and swing on this show. This is a great show.
Yep.
Loads and loads of hundreds of listeners, and we have a fantastic show every week. Okay, what's your long-term plans then? Do you want to tell us about that?
Hopefully long-term, progress in the future, learn more songs, get out there, and just keep on rocking and rolling like we do. Entertaining the crowds, entertaining the people. We're going to do that for quite a few years, I think.
Right, okay, ladies and gents, that's Cole. Cole is the lead vocals with this band we have here in the studio. The band is the Mustangs. We're going to do another track from the Mustangs right now, so stay tuned, and Cole's going to introduce this song for us. This is track 8 off their brand new CD, and Cole, if you'd like to introduce this track.
Well, this one is called She's My Loving Baby by Crazy Kevin. This is our version of this one.
Okay, so here we go. This is the Mustang version, and I hope you like it.